Hey Sagittarius, I hope you guys are doing okay out there. I pulled 5 cards for you. We're going to take a look and see what's going on in your individual energy or who's coming up in your energy, however it goes for you. Okay, where do I start? I feel like with y'all's story, I want to tell the story first. I don't want it to be clouded with any nonsense. If you are a mathematician, you can clearly see that there could be something going on with finances. There is money. These readings are for entertainment purposes only. Please take what resonates, leave the rest behind. And I don't know you, but I love you though. Some of y'all. Honey, please. Okay, there's some Scorpios. Same. Okay, likewise. Everybody got that same smoke. Okay, my sign, yours, whatever. Anyway. So there could be something going on with finances for you guys, all right? So I do see that. But one of the things, if you are mathematically inclined, if you take a look at this, you might see pi or maybe you see a will. Maybe you see the casino. Depends on where you are in life. You might see something having to do with a pie, a piece of the pie. You might see something having to do with a chance taken at a casino or some sort of wheel of fortune. But you also see that it's reversed. Sagittarius, you have this energy about you. There's something going on with some finances, some money, somebody in your family. Somebody could be a Virgo. It appears, because this card is coming up reversed. Let me take my screw off because this weather here is like, it's in and out. It's weird. Anyway, because we're in between seasons. There's something here where you guys might be having some issues in the family. This is Virgo energy that comes up. There's communication problems. There's something where there's one generation who tries to dominate the other, right? So this could be something having to do with legacy, inheritance, wills, things like that. Who is this? There's a situation here where children and parents disagree. There's some contention over a specific issue. Now, please keep in mind, again, this is a Ten of Pentacles reversed. This is like mad dough. This is inheritance. This is money. This is wealth. So there's some parents who are disagreeing with the kids in terms of how things get done, but it is over a very specific issue. This is a property or money matter. There's something with an overly strict parent or parents who try to control others with money. So I'm going to use my money to control you. Right? I'm going to tell you that you got $5 a day to do this and that or whatever, right? Yeah, have a ball with your $5. If you can even get a bag of chips with that, but okay. So you have somebody that wants to try and control you with their money, with your money. It says here that there's older people in your family who refuse to accept that younger people want to do things differently. I don't want to do things your way. I won't be marrying these people, whoever your friends are. I won't be marrying those people, all right? And now that I know that you got these people along with you, there ain't going to be nobody from y'all's circle that I'll be marrying into. It's kind of like that. So whoever these people are, you know, these older people in your family or this person, they may have some reservations about that. Or, you know, we want you to marry this one, but you just happen to be gay. So we know that you won't be able to, I don't know, satisfy our, whatever list they got going to carry on some nonsense with money, right? We don't like that. I mean, you could even try and come up with some solution for these people. You could say, hey, you know, yeah, I might be gay, but, you know, I mean, you know, I could still, I still contribute to the dad that they don't want to hear it. They feel like things need to go a certain way. These people will have somebody call you up. And this is what I'm telling you. And listen, what I'm telling you, y'all know I ain't playing. But they will call you up and they will say, you know, okay, well, you know, if you want this money, we got this nice girl for you. She might not know. If she's open to marrying a gay man, would you be willing? This is how they're saying you're going to get this money. You are not going to marry the partner that you love. You are not going to do that. You're going to make it look this way. Otherwise, you ain't going to get this money. That's what this is. So somebody's trying to control somebody. That's just an example. But somebody's trying to control something because somebody younger wants to do something differently. If this has to do with romance, because I feel like a piece of this, I feel like all of this has to do with money, property, but it's also about who you bring into this specific circle. If this is romance, this is about money and property. This is some issue that gets in the way of love. It's somebody's career that takes over and love comes second, if this is love. So we can take that. But I really feel like this might have to do with a family or something like that. I feel like it's a little bit deeper, to be honest with you guys. But there's this Virgo energy that you guys have in your energy. Maybe you have Virgo in your chart. I don't know. Maybe this person is part of your family. Six of Pentacles does come up here. It's funny because it takes us over again. It keeps mentioning property. Now, if we were to go in sequential order, if we were to go Six of Pentacles to Ten of Pentacles, it would make sense, right? We go Ten of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, equal give and take. It talks again about property, inheritance, family. It talks about some money coming to you. So you guys have some money coming in. Somebody could be a Capricorn, all right? This could be some money coming in from your career, Capricorn, Taurus. This might be Taurus energy. This is Taurus. This could be about somebody's career or something like that. There's some money or a gift that's going to come in. There's some sort of reward that has come in. It was donated by an individual rather than an organization. Please keep that in mind. There's a Virgo that could have given some sort of, or needed to give money, or maybe you. I don't know who this is, Sag. Somebody needed to give money to somebody. There was supposed to be equal give and take in some sort of situation. This could simply be you. Whatever money this is, I feel like it has to do with this wealth or this inheritance or whatever, but somebody here decided, and let me just point out again, it was donated by an individual rather than an organization. So the organization piece of it appears to be out. This money was given to somebody out of pocket individually. So if we go back into an LLC or the company account or, you know, whatever, just stocks or whoever's saying, if we go back and we take a look, we are not, and I want to say we are not going to see a payout from them. We are going to see a payout from somebody that could be a Taurus. This is an individual payout given to you from me. This gift is supposed to allow you to pay things that are outstanding, maybe debt. For some of you guys, you could invest this money. For some of you guys, it says that this money was supposed to be given to you. Now, Sag, I don't know if this money's supposed to be given to you or Sagittarius. Were you supposed to give somebody this money? Because it kind of feels like that. It says that this card can show you named as a benefactor. But it says that you may have taken somebody's money. So there could be an adult here who took a child's money or your money, right? And they tried to say, oh, well, I don't like your lifestyle. I don't like how you do. I don't like that you gay. I don't like that you brought home that black man. I don't like that you brought home that white man, honey. You ain't getting this money. I said that you gonna marry somebody from up over here with these Gullah Geechee folk. That's what I said. Right? And I said you ain't gonna get this money unless something like that, where the conditions. But you were named as a benefactor, right? Remember, you're named as a benefactor on this big inheritance. And it appears somebody did not give it to you. You were supposed to get it so you could pay off bills, live a decent life, or invest wisely if you're an investor. Equally, you were named as a benefactor, but you have somebody who is over you, or they feel like they're over you. I don't know how old you are. They still have this money. Now, here's the piece to it. They were supposed to give you this money, and this is where it gets a little fuzzy, right? So this person, they are saying, oh, you're irresponsible, you're a drug addict, you're a prostitute, you're this and that. I'm not going to give you anything because I don't agree with it until the court says, see, but what these people are failing to tell is that they were supposed to give you this money. You were named as a benefactor, not them, which would show that they gave birth to some crap paperwork because they don't have any reign over you. At least you don't think they do. You don't know about it. So omitting information, Sagittarius, you could be guilty of that. Not giving the money where this person is named, this child or whoever this is, didn't give them the money. So they weren't able to take care of their bills or invest wisely. So whoever donated this money, they're looking like, wait, what happened to the money? Why did things look like that? Why is this person driving this 1990 whatever when did they not invest wisely? What did they do with this money? So they go back to these people And these people, oh, well, see, what the real reason why they didn't give the money is because they linked it to this friend here, right? So there's a friend, you were named as a benefactor, somebody's got access to the money, but they took your money and decided to help a friend who was having some issues with temporary cash flow. Look at that. Somebody could have been having some issues with money. It could have been a Virgo. You didn't get your money because they may have given your money to a Virgo. They may have given your money to a Taurus who needed a loan real quick, right? Because it was suffering some sort of financial loss. We have the Wheel of Fortune that comes up reversed here. And this is the energy here. This is where I'm getting into this money loss. And this, if you are mathematic, you see what this is. This is money loss, okay? This is somebody suffering bad luck because of bad choices. But it can also symbolize the end of challenges. Right? So if you're one of those people, I just don't want to deal with this anymore, I'm done with this, it's going to have to slip up out your hands anyway. You don't have any money coming in. It says somebody suffering bad luck. Sagittarius, if this is not you, there could be a Leo, a Scorpio, an Aquarius, and a Taurus. The Taurus does show up here right there, who was supposed to give you something, or you were supposed to give them something, and you did not. They show up again with the Wheel of Fortune. So if this person is having bad luck because you failed to give them money, right here, it tells us why, right? It tells us why. Bad luck. It tells the story of somebody not giving their money. They did not give the money to their child. They gave the money to the friend to invest because the friend was having some temporary cash flow issues. So in essence, you have somebody here who sacrificed you, who is supposed to get access to this legacy, this money left by a friend, right? This piece of property, this money. They took this money and they invested it. They gave this money to their friends so they could essentially gamble it with the Wheel of Fortune. This person lost. So your money may be gone. Yes, you were named. No, there was nothing wrong with you. But they got some paperwork to make it look like there was something wrong with you. All right? So the crime here is they omitted to tell the truth that there's nothing wrong with you. Then they lied on the paperwork, had you seeing doctors that you did not see. Honey, I'm not telling you something that didn't happen to me, so don't you dare try and send lawsuit paperwork over here, bitch. Don't you fucking dare. And on top of that, I owe you a shiner. And if I see you, I'm going to knock you the fuck out. The Wheel of Fortune does come up reversed here, so you guys may be suffering. This marks the end of challenges because some of you guys, this actually happened to you. This is closure. This is lack of momentum, right? So you ain't moving right. You're not moving successfully right now. Ain't no motion, as they say. It says you lack confidence. And you're not even trusting your own intuition. Like the messages that you get, you're ignoring them because you're trying to save face. But there's a tower coming. It says sudden destruction. For some of you guys, you knew this destruction was coming. For some of you guys, you knew the destruction was coming, but I feel like when the destruction actually happened, you weren't prepared for it because you thought you were safe. Right? You realize that some stuff is switched around, but you ain't know you weren't protected. You literally ran out of luck here. And then there's also something about a false start to a spiritual goal. False start. Maybe somebody tried to get ahead of something without actually doing the work. That's what I get out of that. You guys leave messages. Somebody left me a message. It was funny. I said, child, if I have money, maybe. And even then, I know me. I just ain't. I can't. It irks me to have to go. Oh, God. Anyway, I'll talk about that later. Anyway, so what we do have here with this tower, we have this sudden destruction. All your gains have been destroyed. It says everything that you ever learned has actually been destroyed with this tower here. But you guys are trying to escape some sort of oppressive relationship. Somebody could be in an oppressive relationship with a Scorpio energy. We do have this tower that comes up. For some of you, if you take a look at this, right? 3 houses. Somebody could be losing property. All right? Because this read specifically talks about finances, property, inheritance, donations from an individual versus an LLC or some big whatever. So something having to do with houses. Somebody's well, first of all, this foundation is not stable anyway. If you take a look at it, you got the little tip of the house, everybody smiling and stuff, but it's not sound. Something is going to fall apart with this tower. Something is going to fall. Somebody is going to experience some sort of violence, because it does talk about violence with the Tower. For some of you guys, let's just take a look at the Tower. There could be some sort of violence. All right, somebody could first of all be incarcerated. Somebody built some sort of a faulty foundation that is going to fall. There could be some sort of foundational shift. This could also symbolize an earthquake or something like that, or some movement in something. I don't know what this is, right? But it says that there's a need to break patterns. Patterns or oppressive relationships. For some of you guys, you could be attached to 3 people who are just giving you really bad luck. Whatever that is. But the last piece of it for you is the 7 of Swords. So let's take a look at this. 7 of Swords, we already know there's something going on with theft. Somebody's being dishonest, betrayal. Somebody's trying to run away from something that they did. Something that they may have gotten in the middle of, some sort of a war or battle, but it feels like it's theft. If we take a look at the text of the 7 of Swords, right, and I called off all the signs here, 7 of Swords, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Somebody could be a Gemini 89, so somebody could be an Aquarius. Somebody could be an Aquarius or a Gemini. Excuse me, guys. There's a man or a person who appears to be fleeing a camp. In the background, there's a bundle of 5 swords, right? But there's also 2 swords, whatever. So there's a whole thing, but there's a bundle here. There's something, when I read this, I feel like there's something having to do with weapons. I don't know if you guys were shot at, somebody, and you escaped it, but this could be about weapons. Or somebody walked into a place where there were weapons and got shot at. Somebody may have stolen weapons. They have a guilty expression on their face, but they're looking over their shoulder. Somebody is staying away from temptation to reach their goals. I feel like somebody may have offered somebody something. There's some sort of a weapons offer. Like, there's an offer of weapons. I don't know if somebody's definitely desperate for money, but somebody could have entertained weapon sales. I also feel like somebody may have rejected this. Or somebody walked into a place where they had weapons and they got shot at, they ran. Somebody could have got shot 2 times. Or if you were running, you could have got shot twice close to your foot. Close to your foot. It doesn't necessarily say that you got hurt, but it says that there were 5 shots in the back and 2 that made it close to you. So I don't know if you got shot. Somebody's looking over their shoulder. Somebody's got a guilty expression. It also goes on to say something about a flight. There's a dishonorable flight. Oh, okay. Somebody did something on a flight and it was dishonorable. They may have gotten kicked off of a flight. With this flight, please keep in mind deception is likely. That means that somebody most likely planted something. The person who planted something could have been a Libra. I'm sorry, Aquarius. I apologize. It feels like it's an Aquarius. If somebody is incarcerated, it could be a Scorpio or it could be you. There's some connection to a jail, a prison. There's also some connection to weapons. There's a CO bringing weapons into a jail. I feel like that's separate. I don't know what this is about. There's also something where somebody takes a massive loss gambling. They lose all their gains gambling. Somebody was having a temporary cash flow. Somebody gambled somebody's legacy. They gambled an individual payment that was given to somebody to make their future better. Somebody took it. Somebody who was in charge of it, so they say, somebody who lied on paperwork, said they're in charge. They went and got the money that they were supposed to give you, and they gave it to their friend who was having temporary cash flow issues due to gambling. Legalized gambling, casino gambling, whatever this is. They gambled it away. Tower, something falls apart. 7 of Swords, we know there's a theft. That leads right back to you. Right? So, Sag, whoever you lent this money to, The bad part, their heinies are probably saved. They didn't know that you stole this money to give to them. They didn't know. Right? So again, you screwed yourself over. You probably stole money from a Virgo, or somebody stole money from a Virgo, or Virgo stole money from you. Something like that. That was supposed to go in somebody's pocket. This is somebody's money. You took it. You gambled it. You essentially gambled it because you gave it to this person because they were having temporary cash flow issues. This single payment given by an individual, not by a company. You gave it to one of your friends and they gambled it away. Tower gone. Seven of Swords, theft, deceit. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Understand what I said? Play with me. What you playing with? Now, this Ten of Pentacles, now besides the Seven of Swords, what other folly? What other folly do we need to know about, if any, or what else is going on in Sagittarius' energy? Because there are tactics being used with this Ten of Pentacles reverse. Okay? Now, give me more. What's going on with Sag? Okay, there's something where somebody's prostituting, so somebody's out sleeping around.